Hey folks, and welcome to a 1982 review with a difference. This is quite special. This is the Railway Children train set from Bachmann. Well, I call it a train set, but it's not got any track, so you've got to be careful there. It's not an entire train set, it's literally just a train pack, if you like, a very fancy one. I got this from Model Rail Scotland. I recently just got back from there, so I thought I'd get this video done as quickly as possible and get it out there. I know loads of other people have already done this, it's been out for a while, but I had a good look around and this really stood out. I thought, yeah, why not, let's go for it. So here I am doing a video on it. I hope you find that useful. There's loads more reviews to come, don't worry, but I just wanted to get this one out of the way because it's quite special. I brought some pretty cool things back from my trip because I went down to London and then up to Scotland before going back down to Crewe again. So this is one of the things I brought back. I also brought back one of these limited edition N-gauge Tunnux wagons, which you can see there, and thank you to Gareth and George for letting me know about this, because I had no idea that they were doing this at the show, so it was really cool to get hold of one of those. Yeah, that's the sticky side. That's the nice presentation side. So yeah, I brought that back, I brought this back. I also brought back a cold. Yeah, a really nasty virus which has taken me a week to fight off, so that's not so good. But hey, that's being crammed onto trains full of people for you. Diseases spread. So, the Railway Children, let's have a look at it, shall we? It's a very nice box for a start, it has to be said, it has to be noted. Look at this, Studio Canal, I think that's the film studio that owns the rights to it. Special Collector's Edition, what's it say on the side? GN&SR Railway. Yeah, it's fictitious, obviously. It's the Great Northern and Southern Railway. I'm pretty sure that never existed, it was made up just for the film, but it's really nice that they've gone to the effort to recreate it. So you get a Class 57XX pannier tank, 2 coaches, and then a Scenecraft model of Oakworth Station, as seen in the film The Railway Children. Really nice box, really nice. I love this artwork. I wish they'd do that more often. Okay, it looks a little bit like People's Friend, which is a magazine for very old people, but it does look beautiful. I love this particular artwork. I wish they would do more of it, so that's really quite nice. On the back, they've got all this fancy stuff about the film. Look at this. So there's like a film poster, and then there's some information on the film. It says the 1970 film The Railway Children is one of those timeless British children's classics that caught the imagination and spirit of a generation. Originally a book by Edith Nesbit, it was serialised in 1905 by the London Magazine and published in book form in 1906. The story has been adapted for radio, 4 times for television, twice for theatre, but it was in 1970 that the film was made. In fact, it's been redone again, hasn't it? There was a 2000 or 2001. It was 2004? I can't remember. It was 2000 and something. There was a remake, a TV film remake, which isn't as good, if you ask me. The 1970 film is definitely the best. It's a classic. You've got to see it. If you've never seen The Railway Children, what are you even doing on this channel? How are you even into trains? You need to go and watch The Railway Children. It's a beautiful film. It's fantastic. Make sure it's the 1970s original as well, with Jenny Agutter playing the role of Bobby, and Gary, is it Gary Waldron? Waldron, I can't remember his name, but the guy who plays Peter, I think he's in his 40s or 50s now. Yeah, it's really good, so definitely do. And now, yeah, this brings me on to my first criticism. There isn't a film included. There's no copy of the film included in the pack, which is a shame. It's honestly a real shame, because both Hornby and Bachmann every now and again turn out sets like this. The Titfield Thunderbolt was one brought out not that long ago by both companies, although I say not long ago, I think Hornby's version was quite old. Or is it? Oh, I don't know. All I know is that Hornby got the train wrong, but they put the film in. And Bachmann got the train right, but there was no film. So, yeah, a little bit odd there. However, with this, for some reason, I don't know whether it's these really greedy people up in the corner, but there's no film been included. Maybe they think everyone's got it, I don't know. But it would have been nice to include just a DVD copy. It would have, it wouldn't have cost much, I'm sure. I mean, the film's quite old now. It's not very expensive. You can watch the film on Amazon Instant Video for £2.50, I think, if you really, really don't want to buy the disc or whatever. But alternatively, you can get hold of the disc and even a Blu-ray version for not very much money. So, yeah, they could have included the film. That would have been nice, but they haven't. Oh well. Right. So, what do we get inside? Let's just take the lid off and have a look. Okay, well the lid is really hard to get off actually. It's a very tight fit. But as long as you're gentle, nothing should get damaged. So, you just have to be careful. Now again, presentation, top marks. Look how smart this is. It's absolutely stunning. Really, really beautiful. You've got two coaches, a locomotive, and then the station building itself. Now, before I go on, I am going to have to point out at this stage that it's not entirely accurate. Okay, this is only fair. It's only fair I do this. Whenever Hornby make a mistake or they get something wrong, and let's be honest, that happens quite a bit, everybody comes down on like an absolute ton of bricks. Okay? Whenever Bachmann make a mistake or get something wrong, no one seems to bat an eyelid. It's like everyone's okay with that. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Well, that's not fair. At the moment, this set is incomplete. There's no gentleman's coach, which I find a little bit odd because the old gentleman, I won't ruin the film for you, but the film features a very prominent character called the old gentleman who travels at the back of the train more or less in a coach entirely to himself. It's a really, really old-fashioned coach, a really fancy coach, and he has his meals there, he drinks wine and everything. That guy is pivotal to the role, is pivotal to the film. The film wouldn't conclude the way it does without him. But he's not here. He's not been included. And also, if we're going to be really technical about it, one of these coaches is too long. The livery looks pretty good. The livery is almost spot on, but one of the coaches, I mean, if I just put up a screenshot now, you see from this still that's taken from towards the end of the film, you can see that you have the locomotive at the front, and then quite a long coach, followed by a short coach, and then the gentleman's coach. Cutting back to what we've got here, you can see that that's not the case. Now, I don't know why they've done that, because it's not too hard to do. I haven't checked Bachmann's catalogues, and they probably do a suitable coach, but just a little bit of a kick in the teeth. Hornby do one that's pretty close. This coach here is a class 3 coach, and this is very similar to the gentleman's coach in the film. It's very similar. It's probably, well, it's almost identical actually. However, his is much posher. He's got windows at the back. It's a different colour. This is too dark. His is a much lighter colour, more closely like the locomotive, which we'll get at in a second. So I might just get hold of one of these from somewhere, like a second one, because I mean this is a Hornby coach and it's really quite flimsy and lightweight and very low quality. But if you'd like to see me do it, and I think it might be interesting, I could maybe get hold of a second one, respray it the correct colour, put some weight in it, put some ballast because it's too light at the moment, and make it as much like the gentleman's coach as possible. That would be really cool. So it's a shame they haven't included the gentleman's coach, because that's really important. You can't accurately recreate the Railway Children train without the gentleman's coach. So I don't know why they've done that. I'm not going to go on about it. I just had to point it out. Because if this was a Hornby set, absolutely everyone in the world would point it out. But as I say, people seem to have double standards. Bachmann are allowed to get away with lots of things that Hornby would just never be allowed to get away with. And that's not fair. So I'm just pointing that out, okay? They should have included the gentleman's coach, and they didn't. I don't know why. There's plenty of room. They could have done it, but they didn't. However, they did include the building, which is a little bit odd. I'm not too sure why they did that. I would have thought that it's more important to include the train, the complete and entire train, rather than a building. Most people are going to have their scenery already done. I should imagine very few people are going to build a railway dedicated exactly to the railway children. But hey, well, what do I know? That's what they've done. However, the locomotive is stunning. It does have to be said. They did get that spot on. To get it out, you have to lift this first. Okay, it comes off really gently, so it's not a problem. And then basically you just grab hold of... Oh, it's a little bit squeaky, but don't worry, it's fine. You just grab hold of the plastic film wrap that goes around the back of the locomotive. Gently pop it out, and there it is. And that is beautiful, isn't it? Just look at that. Look at that livery. GN&SR. Great Northern and Southern Railway. As I say, I'm pretty sure it's a completely, entirely fictitious company, but that's the company that's in the film, and that's what they've recreated here on this locomotive. They've done a very good job of it. I've watched the film. I had to watch the film as research, and they have done the locomotive proud. Just look at that. Sprung buffers. Detailing all over the place. I mean, it's just like the other pannier tank I have by Batman. They do make a very good pannier tank. This is no exception. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. How gorgeous. And the colour is very like Stepney, isn't it? It's a colour that was used by, is it the London and Brighton South Coast Railway or something? I'm not too sure if I've got that right. It's a very long name, I know that. But basically it's the colour that Stepney was painted in. It is a colour that was used on that railway down south. You don't see very much of it, it has to be said, but I think it's really quite smart. I think it's really smart indeed. Just look at the detail. They're proper couplings as well, as you'd expect from Batman. You know, proper NEM couplings. There are small tension locks as well, so they're pretty realistic. They won't handle really tight bends very well, but I very much doubt people are using those, especially for a locomotive like this. I mean, just look at it. That should take your breath away. I mean, the pannier is a gorgeous locomotive anyway, in any livery, in any condition, but this one is just exquisite. Look at the handrails down the side. All the rivets on the cab roof there. The coal load isn't too bad. I've seen a lot of terrible fake coal loads, but this is not too bad. However, purists would still want to whip that out and put in something much more realistic. Or if it's not possible to whip it out, then to maybe just coat it with a very thin layer of real coal. That would be good. That would be just as good. Yeah. From, you know... From smoke box to the coal tender at the back, the little coal bunker, it's just adorable. It's absolutely beautiful. So it's even more shocking and even more dismaying to discover that they didn't carry on that accuracy through to the coaches. Now, the coaches are very nice. In fact, there's something special about them. Look, rubber ends. Look at that. How cool is that? I do apologise if you can hear the sound of Mad Max in the background racing around with his big bore exhaust, but that's just typical, isn't it? So yeah, these coaches, they are very, very nice. And in fact, look, they're even in the same livery as the locomotive. Great Northern and Southern Railway. And they, yeah, just like in the film, you've got third, and then first, and there should be a coach that says second, although I'm just quickly scanning that one, and no, I can't see it says second anywhere. Oh, that's a shame. I'm pretty sure in the film I did see that one of the coaches had second written on it, but again, never mind. But this rubber end that they put on is a really nice touch. That will allow you to get close couplings, basically. You can put the coaches up, you can snuggle them up next to each other really, really close and make it look very realistic. If I just get the second coach out, here we go. This is a really nice touch. I wish more companies would do this more often. But yeah, if we just get the bogies lined up as well. Look at that. How cool is that? If I just actually couple them up properly. Ah, look, there we go. Look, that's with their NEM couplings, that's with the tension lock couplings. Look how close it is. That's really nice. If you were to get rid of the tension lock couplings altogether and put on a actual close coupling mechanism, then those rubber ends would definitely kiss. They would definitely touch. And that's beautiful. We don't see very much of that, do we? We should see more of it. It's a very, very, very nice touch. Now, I have just noticed that one of these coaches, which is clearly a sort of brake coach, has got a beautiful little bit of moulding on the end there. I don't know what coach it is. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what type it is. It is very nice. It's very nice. It's very well done. There's good weight to it. There's plenty of detail. The livery is really smart. And it's very like the livery in the film. Very like it. It's not spot on, but it's very, very close. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And oh my gosh, I've even just noticed they've got windows in the end as well. I'm not sure if that was in the film, because it would have been at the front of the train anyway, not the back, because as I say, the gentleman's coach went at the back. So I don't know where these coaches have come from. I don't know if they've just looked through their massive roster of coaches and picked whichever's the closest to save them tooling something new. I don't know. I'm going to stop making excuses for them, but they are very nice coaches. I just don't understand why there's no gentleman's coach. That's a shame. The building. Now, as we know, Batman do some fantastic buildings. Their Scenecraft range is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. There's good weight to it, really good weight to it, and the detail, the level of detail is, it's just really, really good. I mean, if you want to just prove to you just how much weight there is in it, there we go. Yeah, there's plenty of weight to it. It's a resin structure, it's really high quality, it's really strong, really sturdy, and as far as I can tell, it's very accurate as well. I've only been to the rail station once. I'm going again this Easter, so watch out for details on that. But I've watched the film umpteen times, most recently just a night or two ago. Right, so yeah, I can't tell which way the building is supposed to go. I don't know whether that's station side or if that's station side. The fact that it's got like a little open area here makes me think that this is the station side. So this is the platform side rather. And look, there's a clock as well. But you've got a post box, and that makes me think that it should be the other way around. So that this is the road. This is where the cars would park and stuff. Well, not in 1905, but you know what I mean. And this is the platform side. This is where people would go through the doors once they've got off the train and stuff. But I genuinely don't know. I can't tell. I can't recall from the film which side is which. All I know is that it is pretty much like this. It is this sort of layout, and it's beautifully recreated. Just look at that brickwork. That's just beautiful. I love the arches myself over the windows. I think they are really nice. And the clock is a beautiful touch, as is the mailbox just there. And look at those doors. They're beautiful, aren't they? Really well done. Really well created. The roof is good, the chimney detail is good, even the brickwork on the chimney stacks is really well weathered. Just like most of their buildings, the attention to detail is impressive, and it's a beautiful building. It's just a bit odd that they've included this. Like I say, I would have preferred the gentleman's coach, definitely, hands down. But it is nice. It's very well done. There's no denying that. So let's put the building to one side and see what else you get. As I said, you don't get a DVD. You do get a little bit of accessories, a very little bit. You get basically these to go on the gangways there, so you can cover them up and actually make the end of the train. That's quite nice. And also, I think, yeah, there's a little bit of detail for the locomotive as well, like some vacuum tubing and stuff. Not much. You don't get much. If we take out the polystyrene insert, then this is your certificate. There we go. So, Certificate of Authenticity, the Railway Children, Special Collector's Edition. This is to verify that the Special Collector's Edition 00 scale train pack featuring GWR 57 pannier in Great North and South Railway livery, 2 coaches in GN&SR livery and Scenecraft Oakworth building is exclusively produced by Batman Europe PLC. Now, somebody did mention this on Twitter or Facebook, I can't remember who it was, but they did say that whilst it's very nice of them to do this, what they haven't included is just how many limited editions there are. So this is 2091, but out of how many? I mean, if it's 2091 out of 2092, then that's pretty cool. But if it's 2091 out of 57,000, then that's not so cool. So I don't know. It's a bit of an odd thing to not put the total number on. But hey, I'm not a collector. I buy these trains to run and enjoy them. I'm with James May, so I'm not too worried about the certificate. It's surplus to requirements, to be honest. But for people that are into that, for people whom the certificates are very important, you do get one, so that's quite nice. You also get some instruction sheets for the locomotive as well, obviously. So here we go, Class 57XX, which is the pannier, and you get to see everything inside basically, just in case a part breaks down and something has to be replaced. And yeah, it's quite a nice touch. Thankfully, most of us aren't going to ever have to do that, so that's quite good. And then, of course, there's something here on the Batman Collectors Club. Still haven't joined this. Still need to do that. I promise I will. And then what's this final thing we get? The branch line guide to model railways. Okay, so this is just like what Hornby put in theirs, isn't it, basically? Yeah, they're just trying to get you to... They're just trying to encourage you to take up the hobby and to buy more trains and stuff. The only thing left to do is to put it on the track and see how well it runs. Okay, so thank you for joining me over at the layout. We're still at the conservatory layout here. This is the test one where I shall just run it and see if it runs okay. I do love this pannier tank locomotive. It's absolutely beautiful. And I've never ran it before, so this is going to be the first time ever, okay? I've got my really nice Gauge Master controller hooked up to the track, and I'm actually being trolled by a pigeon now. Great. I mean, is there anything else want to come along? A dragon, maybe, from Skyrim or something? Or forever hold your peace. Right. So, let's give it a little bit of juice and see what happens. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's good. That's really good. That's the first time that model, that locomotive, has ever ran. And just look at it. That's the sign of a quality mechanism, folks. That's really, really good. Right. Take it away. Just look how smooth that is. That is so nice. The Batman panniers really are stunning. We all know that. This particular limited edition is no exception. Okay, so here she comes over the level crossing. The other level crossing, the only one. Yeah, that's just so nice. That's seriously smooth, folks. Okay, so it's just about to come around the bend. I'm going to give it a little bit more power. Not too much. Something like that's probably spot on actually. And now I'm going to go away and let it just run in. So I'm going to give it about half an hour in one direction and then half an hour in the other, and that should be more than enough. Then we'll return, couple up some coaches and see how she looks with them. It's about an hour later, the sky's gone really pretty, the sun is setting. Oh, but sorry, getting carried away. Yes, the locomotive, right, stop. There we go, okay. She's beautifully run in now, and honestly, the mechanism in this model is fantastic. Come on, we don't expect anything less. So, let's get the really nice coaches put on as well. And they are beautiful coaches. I'm going to put that one on at the back, and then I'm going to put this one on at the front. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice, and I'm not going to mention anything about there being a coach missing. Yeah, they're really nice. I don't know where they've got them from, but they're very, very smart coaches. Now, look at that. You've got to admit, that's a nice little train. These pannier tanks in real life only had a strength rating of about 2F or 3F, according to British Railways, so they're not massively powerful locomotives, but they certainly would have coped with a train like this, no problem. That is just a beautiful little branch line train, that is. Absolutely beautiful. So, let's see how well she runs with those coaches. I'm sure she'll pull them fine, and I'm sure it'll look really good as well. Here we go. Yeah, what did I tell you? Really, really smart. There's quite a bit of weight to these coaches, which is really useful. I don't like it when coaches don't weigh very much. They bounce around a lot, it's not realistic. Even the sounds are realistic. Very, very nice. Yeah. Very nice indeed. Okay, so here she comes. I'm just going to park her in this station that I've ever so temporarily put together just for the shot. So yeah, there we go. That is the special edition, collector's edition, Railway Children Bachmann train set. It's not a train set, as I say, because there's no track included or controller or anything like that, but it is a very nice train pack. The quality is exceptional, as you would expect from Bachmann. It's just a shame that it's missing the gentleman's coach off the end. I do hate to have to point that out, but we have to be fair, okay? So it's a shame it's not got that, but I'm gonna try and make one myself, and then the train really will be complete. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. The building is beautiful and it's worth it just for the locomotive alone. It really is exquisite. So yes, it's a very nice set and I'm very glad I got it.